Hey everybody, welcome back for another memory keeping plan with me. This time it's for the week of January 15th through the 21st. And we moved this week, or at least me and the cats moved this week. My husband had already technically moved. But this was the week that we started saying goodbye to Southern California. We did have to come back one more time after this week, but the cats were permanently moved. Well, Clover wasn't, but Evie was. So she was not happy about that. We'll talk about it. So I'm using this kit called Fresh Start from Cinderella paper. I believe this is old Kittenish Jess art. She was just talking in her most recent studio vlog about how she's doing new moving art, and she referred to retired moving art. So I think this was her. I'm assuming it was her mostly because there's a calico cat in this, and she's got Heidi, who I'm a Heidi fan. I'm a Heidi stan. So, and I have two calicos. Team Calico, we got to stick together. So anyway, that's where the kit is from. The kit's from Cinderella paper. And then I have some Los Angeles overlays from Plannahannah in Hollow. And I thought Hollow worked really well with this pastel color scheme. So that's what we're going with. I'm also going to pull in a Plannahannah freebie. That was a PR freebie that's in Shattered Hollow. So you will see that quote eventually. It says, "Your life is an occasion, rise to it." It was Planner Emmy's freebie. And I just thought that was a really nice quote. It's like, yeah, my life is an occasion. I'm going to show up for it. So I will pull that in at some point. There's also a couple scripts on that freebie that say, "Be good to yourself and you deserve rest." So I basically use those as overlays as well, even though they're technically just like regular script size. But I thought they worked as overlays. I do really love this art. I don't really think anyone's circulating it anymore, probably because if it is Kittenish Jess art, I don't think she sells it anymore. But yeah, that calico in the upper left-hand corner, it's basically like a mix of my two cats. Like it's fluffy like Evie, and then it's got the like kind of half orange, half black or brown face like Clover. So we had to use it there. I used this kit before I ever had a calico cat, so I feel like I just kind of like the last time I moved, I just kind of like spoke it or laid it into my planner into existence that I was going to end up with calico cats. I always thought I wanted just like a regular tortoiseshell cat, which is the black with the orange spots, but I ended up with two calico tabby babies. Anyway, I'm sure you really want to hear me talk about my cats this much, I'm sure. So this week was stressful. So not only did we move on Monday, but the cats were well, Clover wasn't visibly upset about it. Evie was very physically upset about it in some very gross ways. Unfortunately, she got over it. She's fine now. And now Clover's not fine because she's stressed out. So it flips a lot. And then I was really stressed out because I was trying my best to get all of this HR paperwork done for my new job that I was going to start on Friday. And I got everything done, like the I-9 and all of that, but I had to like drive all around town and also go to like a Zoom orientation that was like not a great use of my time, I'm going to be honest. And then I had to teach on Friday and I didn't have access to anything online, and it's a partially online class. So I couldn't set up Canvas, if you're familiar with like learning management software. So I felt bad for my students because it's like I tried my best to get everything done on time, and I don't even think I would have had Canvas access if I had somehow magically moved any faster. So they were confused. I was confused. Like it was just a lot. So starting a new teaching job is often like that though, unfortunately, at least at the college level, because like, especially because we were gone for winter break, or they were gone for winter break, like they didn't notify me of anything until the week before you're seeing here. So it's like, I knew I was working there, but I didn't have access to anything, and HR really didn't get the message of like, hey, this person needs to start. So that was frustrating and stressful. In the sidebar, I am marking Clover getting her medication twice a day because that was still going on this week, and Evie getting her probiotics twice a day. I have my dinners sidebar as always. We had leftovers still from our steakhouse dinner from our anniversary the week before. And then, I'll talk about this on Friday in more depth, but we went to a really good soul food restaurant this week in Sacramento. It's called Fixin's, and we got their gumbo. Both of us got their gumbo and cornbread, and it was really good. Like, I think as far as restaurant gumbo goes, I think this is now my favorite restaurant gumbo. My top two favorite gumbos, though, are the ones that my dad and my husband have both made over time, though. So, But if I have to go to a restaurant for it, Fixin's in Sacramento. Who knew? There you go. And the cornbread was especially really good. And I'm picky about cornbread because my dad used to make cornbread a lot growing up. There's a lot of things my dad made growing up that, like, if I get it at a restaurant, I'm incredibly picky about it because it's just like, does it stack up? And then also in the sidebar, I'm going to mark starting a new job with a Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co., a teacher Molly. And then I'm also going to mark that this is 10 months until we finally go to New Zealand. So I'm going to mark that with a plane from Cinderella paper. Hopefully, no, we are going. We are going to New Zealand in November. Like, otherwise we're out like so much money. So yeah, we already rescheduled it once. I'm pretty sure they won't let us reschedule it again. So we're going. We're just going to have to figure it out. I'm almost done with the base here. You can see my bathrobe. I bought this giant fuzzy robe from Target for my wedding because I got married in January of last year. And, I only wore it for a very short amount of time in the hotel room. But I'm glad I got this instead of like the silk one that a lot of people get when they get married, because I wear it all winter long and it is glorious. I look like Father Christmas when I wear it, and my cats just gravitate towards me. They just want to like cozy up to me because I'm basically a walking heated blanket. So I have no regrets about that purchase. For some of the LA overlays, so this is the LA skyline, kind of, supposedly. I don't know. It's got palm trees. I think in the right-hand bottom corner, that is supposed to be like the Olvera Street area of Los Angeles, which I do enjoy. And it also sort of reminds me of the Sacramento skyline a little bit, just because we do have palm trees here too. None of California should have palm trees. They really shouldn't. They take up way too much water. Also, when their fronds fall, like if that hits you in the head, like it's really not a great time. So palm trees are not native to California, if you don't know, and they're kind of a drain on our resources. So not a great look, but they're here. What can you do? And then I cut up the LA heart overlay because it was on the wrong side. It would have gone over the cat, and I wanted to put it next to the cat because, especially Evie, my first cat, she is an LA girl. She was brought to the South LA shelter, which thank goodness a rescue took her out of there because she was pregnant, and like essentially she counted as like 5 cats because she was pregnant, and I don't think she would have made it out of there if a rescue hadn't taken her in. But she's from LA. Clover, I believe, is from Orange County. I do not know for sure. I don't have nearly as much history on Clover as I do on Evie. But I have 2 LA girls, or 2 SoCal girl cats. So I wanted to put the LA heart next to the cat. And then, like I mentioned, I put in the quote, "Your life is an occasion, rise to it." And then I put in the other 2 scripts on the full boxes. You'll see them a little bit better once we zoom in. And then I decided to use a couple icons from that freebie. So there was a house icon and a bed icon. I just decided to use those as overlays because why not? So I just used those to zhuzh up a couple of the full boxes. And I think it turned out pretty nicely. You don't always need like a full box overlay in order to add a little bit of foil to your spread. I really love Holo. I just don't use Holo that much because I feel like it doesn't actually match that many things. But like I said, I feel like it works really well with pastels. That cat with the LA heart next to it is quite possibly my favorite thing I've done in my planner so far this year. I know I've only done 3 weeks in my planner, but doesn't that just look really cute? So Monday was, of course, MLK Junior Day. I stuttered over my words there, sorry. So I have a script from Plana Hannah for that. If I don't mention where a sticker is from, it's because it's like not in circulation anymore. So you can ask me in the comments, feel free, but like you probably can't buy it anymore. So I'm only going to start mentioning stickers from now on that you can actually purchase somewhere. Monday was also 2 years since my husband proposed, so we got engaged officially on January 15th, 2022. We got married January 14th, 2023, and on January 15th, 2024, we moved. So I wanted to mark that this was 2 years since the proposal because it's funny to see like what different things you're up to on each day every year. Like I love getting like sometimes I love getting the Facebook like on this day notifications. And also I upload a lot of photos to Shutterfly. So Shutterfly sends me emails about like, hey, here's your memories from this day 8 years ago. And so it's nice to see that. So I just like comparing every year where I'm at. So I marked that with a ring box sticker from Cinderella paper. And then we loaded up my dad's van to get moving. So those 2 stickers are both from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. My dad has a 15-passenger van because my dad has 9 children, so he still has the van. Shout out to Chevrolet, it's still running. And he let us use it to move. We loaded up the cats in their carriers, and then as we were walking down the stairs from our old apartment, I said, say bye to your first home. Especially for Clover. Like, Evie probably had a home before us. I really don't know. Supposedly she was just running around stray, but she's like way too into humans to like not have had a family before, so I'm confused. But anyway, so I was like, say bye to your first home, girls. So I marked that with a log cabin Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. Clover meowed the whole way, the whole drive to Sacramento. She was very upset, and she let me know from the back seat. So I'm marking the drive with another sticker from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. I wrote in that Genevieve, Evie, she just had a silent protest the whole drive. Like, she did not say a word, but she was not happy with me. She also like would not eat or drink at all in the car, whereas Clover would eat or drink a little bit when we stopped at rest stops or at restaurants and things like that. So yeah, Evie was not happy. She was like, this is BS. I stopped at McDonald's 2 different times on the drive. So I stopped at one in Fort Tejon, or the Tejon Ranch outlets, and then I stopped at one in Santanella. I got like coffee and fries at one, and then like I think a frozen soda at another one, just because I had a bunch of leftovers from the weekend before, so I didn't really have to buy food, but I did need to stop and get like little treats to keep me going. And then we got to our new home. So this is the first apartment I've moved into where I did not see it at all physically before I actually agreed to move into it. My husband did like a video walkthrough, but I hadn't actually seen this place in person before I signed the lease, which was odd for me. So it's a really nice space, and we'll talk more about what I like about it. But I was scared about it at first because I hadn't seen it, but I'm very happy with it now. Tuesday, if you are at all emetophobic, like afraid of vomiting, this might not be the plan with me for you to continue with, because we're going to talk about that a lot. Sorry. My adult cat Evie vomited multiple times this day, both her breakfast and her dinner. So I marked that with an Itty Bitty Sticker Co. cat. Clover was fine. So we put Clover in the bathroom because it's a pretty big bathroom, and then Evie was living in our main bedroom. So we kept them separate, and Clover was just like, hey, what's up? It's cool. We're fine. So I marked that with a Beneva Creations Co. sticker. It was raining this day. It did rain a lot this week, which was an adjustment. So I marked that with Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And then I started unpacking the kitchen, like right with my coffee that morning, because I was getting so excited about how much space we had in the kitchen. So I was like putting away all the kitchen stuff right away, because like unpacking is so much easier than packing in the first place. I have found like when you unpack, it's like there's so many possibilities and you can just like put stuff away. Packing stuff, not my favorite thing. Unfortunately, my high of being so happy about my new apartment kind of got busted because I had to like start figuring out all the HR stuff. I'm not going to get into it, but there were a lot of phone calls. There were a lot of frustrations. There was a lot of one person telling me I couldn't do things this way, and another person being like, oh yeah, we can do this over the phone. So it was annoying to me, but we all got it done eventually. And then I was working on my syllabus because, like I said, classes started on Friday, so I really needed to focus on that. So I marked that with a sticker from Once More With Love. And then that evening we were watching Game Grumps on YouTube, so the YouTube stickers that you're going to see are from Apple Blossom Prince. And we had brought our bottle of champagne because we didn't finish it on our anniversary on the 14th. So we have like one of those like champagne stoppers that you can get at Target. It actually works really well. It keeps it nice and fresh. So we drank champagne for the next couple of days because we still had some. And we needed to christen the new apartment, of course. Wednesday, I let both cats explore the living room. So first I let Evie out of the bedroom, let her explore, put her back, and then I let Clover out of the bathroom and let her explore. And they were starting to get the hang of it. They were like, okay, I guess we live here, maybe. Evie was much more suspicious than Clover was. So I marked that with a Molly being a creeper sticker because it's like the window, and their favorite part of the living room is getting to be creepers out the front window. I had therapy this morning, so I marked that with an Itty Bitty Sticker Co. sticker, and then I also worked on my syllabus again. That sticker is also from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. Then I had a Zoom orientation for HR, and it was basically just like reading off to us all of the documents that they had already sent that I had already read. So, but I had to attend it. And then most of the people asking questions had things like foreign transcripts and things like that that they had to get verified. Because if you don't know, when you teach at a college, you have to pay money to send your transcripts to them to prove that you have the degrees you need in order to teach. That probably makes sense. It's just irritating that it costs like $10 every time you have to apply to a job because you have multiple transcripts, because you have multiple degrees. Anyway, so that HR orientation was not helpful to me at all because I had no questions and I can read, so I don't know why I had to go to it, but oh well. We drank more champagne that evening. We watched Try Guys on YouTube, and then my husband put the couch together this day. So the living room started to look like a real living room. Thursday, I was lesson planning for Friday's class, so that's from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. I had to go to campus to pick up my keys, to get my parking pass, and which luckily at this place I don't have to pay for parking. At my last university, I did have to pay for parking, and it was quite expensive. Anyway, that sticker is from Once More with Love because I was feeling very overwhelmed this day. I was like, I didn't mark many things this day, but all of this took up the whole day. It was running around to a lot of different places. So I had to drive down to campus to get my keys and my parking pass, and I was trying to get my ID card too. But then get this, the ID card printer ran out of ink, which, if I haven't mentioned this before, I'm teaching at a community college that I used to be a student at a long time ago, and a lot of the things that like I didn't love about it as a student, I feel like are coming back now that I'm a faculty member. We will prevail. Then I had to drive to the district HR office, which is on the other side of town, to show my passport and, all your I-9 documents. So I just have a Molly for that. And then unfortunately, Evie vomited again this evening. This was the last time she vomited, so at least we're done with that for now, but she was upset this week. And I was getting scared that she was going to make herself really sick, but luckily she did not. And then that evening, we just watched more Try Guys on YouTube. Friday was my parents' 33rd wedding anniversary, so I marked that with a piece of cake from Papershire. The only reason I can remember how many years they've been married is that I just add 1 year to whatever age I am turning that year, so it's easy for me to remember. Then I went and taught my 2 classes that I have this semester, so I marked that with class labels from the kit. And then I was feeling pretty good about it this day. Once I got in the classroom with students and I wasn't filling out paperwork anymore, I was feeling good about this new job. So I marked that with a script from Carly Plans and a Molly. And then I came home and filmed and edited a bunch of videos because I was probably getting behind at this point. Or maybe not. I think I was still on schedule that I wanted to be on, but like I needed to film more stuff at this point. So I'm going to mark that with a Fox and Cactus planner. Week 12 of Clover's treatment was complete, so I'm going to mark that with a pill from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. So in just a few days from this, Clover will finish her medication, her 3-month-long medication, so that will be nice. And then, like I mentioned, we went to Fixin's for a date night. It was our first date night in Sacramento since back when I used to live in the general area before I moved to Southern California. Wow, that Shattered Hollow script looks like really great close up. So yeah, it was really nice. And also the wait staff was so friendly, like super friendly. Like, wow, these are like the nicest waiters I've had in a really long time. I don't really care that much about service. Like, you don't have to kiss my butt, but you notice it when people are like extra friendly. So that's been our experience here so far. It's been really nice. And then we went home and watched Mythical Kitchen on YouTube. Saturday and Sunday, we slept in like so much. My husband at this point was taking over Clover's morning medication because I was giving it to her at 6:30 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. So these couple of days I got to sleep in because he was taking over the 6:30 a.m. shift, which was very nice of him, especially after, we had been apart for so long. So I'm going to mark that with a bed from Cinderella paper. We arranged our living room this weekend, which made it feel much more like a home because it was kind of a disaster at first when we first moved in here. I did vlog a bit of our moving experience. I'm going to have to go back and edit it to make sense. We shall see if I can do that. I will share it at some point to some degree. So we arranged the living room, and then I put away all my books in the bookshelf, which is another thing that made it feel much more cohesive. It also got a lot of boxes out of the way because I as an English major, have a lot of books. I don't have as many books as like some people. Like the last like 5 years, I've definitely tried to use library books more because I don't really reread books. So there's no benefit to me of having all these books, especially because I do move every few years because I'm a renter. So I don't have that many books, but I have a fair few. So I put those all away. So I have this cute Molly stack of books sticker from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. They're arranged in like rainbow order, which is how I do my bookshelf, at least the bookshelf in the living room, because I don't know, it just looks nice. And then I also arrange it alphabetically by author last name within that rainbow, so it still like has an order to it. It was raining a lot this weekend, so I marked that with Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And then I marked a bill due, so I had a credit card balance due, so I paid that off. And then this was Clover's 13th dose of her immunostimulant. Originally, she was just supposed to get 12, but because I couldn't bring her in on the 19th for a checkup because I had to go to work, she just said to give her an extra dose just to be safe, just to make sure that we're covering our bases. So I'm going to mark that with a Molly Loves Vaccination sticker from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. It wasn't a vaccination. It wasn't like a needle or anything, but this sticker made the most sense for a liquid syringe medication, an oral medication. She hates oral syringe medications. That's her least favorite thing. Oh boy. Then we watched Interview with the Vampire, which we have finished season 1 of the latest version of Interview with the Vampire. It is so good. It is so gory, but it is interesting. Like, I don't do well with blood, but the storyline, fascinating. So I would recommend it. I don't think it's streaming anywhere at this point. We had to buy it, which my husband was more than happy to do because he really wanted to watch it. But yeah, we were watching part of it this evening. So that sticker's from Planet Hannah. And then Evie was feeling more at ease this evening, which was good. So she came and sat on my lap and hung out with us while we watched TV, which was a good sign that she was feeling more confident about the move. She lived in our last apartment for 3 whole years. So to her, that was home. Clover only lived there for 6 months and is only 10 months old. And was 9 months old at the time of this filming. So at the time of these plans. So she didn't mind as much, although now, we'll talk about this in a few weeks, now it seems like she does mind. Sunday, I slept in again. The cats actually played together this day, which was made me very happy, so I have a Molly for that. And then my left ear, for some reason, was like plugged up. It was just sounding like hollow and weird. I don't know why. It went away when I went to Colorado the next week, but then it came back, so I don't really know what that was about. Like, there wasn't anything stuck in there. It just like, I kept slightly losing here. Like, it just sounded like I was in a tunnel. It was odd. And then I was packing for Colorado because I had to take Clover for her final checkup. And I changed my address on a whole bunch of things. So I'm going to mark that with a Molly postage stamp from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. Like the banks, even my student loan, even though I've paid off my student loans, I'm like, I still better change my address on that. All my retirement accounts, because I've got a bunch of them, car insurance, all the things, my driver's license. And then I had to call Spectrum to cancel service. That was a very long phone call. The person was nice and not pushy about it, but like they kept trying to get me to explain, basically like stay with them. And I'm like, the reason I'm canceling is that I'm moving somewhere where Spectrum service isn't available. And they kept like asking me to double check. And I'm like, no, I'm sure. I double checked. So that was a little annoying. And then it was raining this day again, and we watched more Mythical Kitchen on YouTube. So that's it. That's the moving week. I hope you enjoyed hearing about it. Things are going better for Evie now. She is not throwing up everywhere, thank goodness, because I was getting a little scared there. Clover is trying to rebound from everything that we have put her through the last several months, including this move. The move didn't bother her until other things started happening too. So we'll talk about that eventually. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you are doing well. Let me know what you're up to this week, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.